Okay, we have a Chickering here. What is it? 200 and it's 290 millimeters long. That's about what, 8 feet, and it's from 1867, and it's here to be restored. This is original condition. It must not have been played very much because there's no damage from the fingers chewing this up. Usually there is. Almost always there is. Somebody chewed these up in here, and it doesn't look like anybody hit it with fingernails. However, it is somewhere. Keys are a little tiny bit worn out here, a little bit, but boy, ever so little. It's a remarkable original condition for 1867. And original finish. Nothing ever was refinished on this piano for sure. We have some damage here. I'm going to clip this light out of the way, but we have the pieces. It goes here, it goes there, like so. We can glue those back. Luckily we have them. Legs have the original faux graining on them. You can see they're a little bit different color. They're not rosewood. They're actually, some of these are yellow poplar, I think, some of them. And you know what? Some of these legs were made in Westfield, Massachusetts, which is not very far from here. They made legs for Chickering, some of them anyways, in Westfield. So we have these beautiful carvings. And this nice molding down the side. And we're going to walk down here. Nice puck. What's amazing is we always get these in worse condition than this usually. Look at these slivers here. Must have got damage from below. Got to watch that one. We're going to tape this up, maybe glue it right away. But the little delicate little veneer here on the corner is just nice condition. Even the finish is intact. It's usually all beat up. Oh, and here's another remarkable thing. I always thought it was a myth, but it seems to be true. That the screw slots are actually all in the same position on this piano. That's a little crazy. I don't know how they did that. Every one of them. Even these up here, these slotted screws, they're all in line with the beam. Oh, amazing. So let's we'll continue down the back here. Close this. We're going to open this up and take this top off after. Look at the damage here. Plants did this. I can fix this. I'm going to attempt to anyway. But this would come out surprisingly well if we treat it right. You can see where he put all these plants. Here's another one here, and oh my goodness. Sheesh. I didn't mention what model this is, I don't think. This is a 33B, model 33B. And according to the serial number here, it's only like 500 pianos away from Franz Liszt's piano, the Chickering that was presented to Franz Liszt, I guess. So it's probably look just like this. It does. In 1867 or 8. Come down here. Very good condition. Look how they join that together here. It looks like a pair of eyes looking at you. It's pretty cool. And come down the back here, the legs. It's in great condition. We can just touch this up here, clean this off, and that full graining, that's the original artwork, and we're going to preserve it. This leg is in beautiful shape. Just has to have these little boo-boos here touched up. Got the nose bent here. But it's in beautiful condition. Usually these skirts are broken off, or the dog chewed on it. So I get a lot of dog chewing on these. This is beautiful. Okay, we'll continue, and I'll put my light down here. Yeah, there's what another plant was. Big one. Boy. And good shape. There is almost no loose veneer that I can find on this piano, except a few little spots. Let's continue here. So, pretty much, this is what it looks like from the outside. And kind of a review of the damage, or what has to be done. Got a little loose veneer right here, a little bit. This could be put back down. See this little wave here? So it's like the only spot on the whole top is right here. Oh, maybe over here too. And that's from the water and the plants. We can fix that. So let me open this up. We have a cigarette burn here. Ooh. Beautiful music desk. Typical Chickering. They've been making them like this a long time. I don't know if they still do. I don't think so. No, of course not. But there we have it. A little walk around. There's no pieces. There are no parts missing, from what we can tell. Everything. Oh wait, maybe one thing. That screw. But we might have one that'll match that from other piano things, Chickering things. Special screws. You can't just go to the hardware store and get that. So we'll match it up. Well, that's the end grain. There's the board right there for the next board. The grain one's this way. And there was no cross banding. In other words, they had the core wood, which is probably oak, and then they had the veneer right over the substrate, the core wood, right over it, with no cross banding wood intermediate between it. A lot of them did this. That's the way they made the pianos those days. Until about the turn of the century or so. And then they started putting a piece of wood this way before they put the finished veneer on this way. And these boards and these tops, unlike some manufacturers, the grain in the core wood runs at an angle like this way. It's not straight with the grain. And if you, it's hard to see on the camera, but I was staring at it before. You can see the way the wood shrunk in a little bit. You can actually see the boards. They're about this wide, and they run like this because you can see through in the light, the little reflection here. The reflection, you can see the bumps in the wood. So anyways, this is what it looks like at one time. Just clean that up a little bit. Amazingly flat after all this time. Oh well. It's in good shape. Thank God everything is here. All these hinges are here. All the screws are here. It is such a problem when those are missing or damaged. Everything's nice. What a beautiful piece of wood. My oh my. This was what was holding the wire on these two things here, and they're, of course, they're not original. They had big button head screws that went in there. And here is this again. Screws, the slots are in the same direction again. This is meticulous stuff. It's not a myth. It's true. They did that. Here's the lyre we just took off. 2-pedal lyre. This piece is missing. That's easy to make though. It's in really beautiful condition. This here, we'll see. We haven't decided exactly what we're going to do to the whole case, but if we don't have to take the finish off of this, that would be a plus. We're going to try to save it. We'll talk it over with the owner. Anyways, it's in such nice condition. Again, there's not much wear on this pedal. It's usually these are worn out, like flat, and it looks almost like this one. Just a little bit here. Whoever had this took really good care of it, and it was in a really good place for a long, long time. Little cobwebs here. That's part of the restoration. We take that off. And they have a pin here on the end, which is kind of cool. You pull that pin out and the pedals pop right out, which was a good feature for repairing them when they get loose like this. Anyways, I guess we'll take a little look inside. It's kind of nice to see all this originality. Pins here, pin block. Pin block is ripping out here. This pin is leaning forward. There's a big space in back. Unfortunately, it's going to have some problems. Here's a little screw from the music desk. Those are valuable. We save those. Has most of its original bass strings. Look at these knots, huh? Boy, somebody suffered through these. This one here, taking a chance. Look at the rust on here. Wherever it was, they nursed it along for quite some time. Everything, all these dampers are here except one on the end. The last little one is missing. I don't know why. Who knows? And okay, here's the soundboard here, and we'll take a walk down here. Come on down this way. I didn't think there was any screws in here or damage, but unfortunately there is. Egad, the typical barbarians, I call them, the typical screw job, and they screwed a soundboard in more ways than one. If they had only used this button here, see, they make a huge damage here. They think they're putting together a boat. It's too bad. It's not too bad though. We can fix that. Barely be able to see them, but the scars will be there forever from a little patch job here with a piece of wood, perhaps. And well, anyway, keep coming down here. This molding is absolutely beautiful. However, it might be trouble getting it out. It goes around the whole perimeter of the piano. It is beautiful. Oh, we'll get it out all right. And we'll save it and it'll go back in. It's the whole purpose of this restoration job, is to put back as much as possible. Sometimes even these. If this isn't moth-eaten, this can be gently washed and put back. Why not? This is a very, very good quality felt. And there is no moth damage in here. It's amazing. Anyways, it's got these tedious loops. Every single one of them is looped. It's a tedious thing to restring this piano. Now we know the soundboard is flat. That's for sure. This is going to tell us that it is. So it's kind of useless to do this now. But I thought I'd try it. You can actually get a little idea of how flat it is. And most likely when we take the strings off of this, this is going to be lower than here. And in fact, I think it is already. It's supposed to be higher up. Get as many of these through here as we can. And sometimes you can get a little perspective on how flat it is. Just looking at those few. Yeah, see that? It rises up here. There's a little bit left. It goes up. It's not dead flat across here. You can see it starts off at 90 degrees, which they do anyway. It goes up, and when it gets about, well, halfway across, it just dips down. And very flat. In fact, the strings are probably holding it up. You take the strings off, the bridge will go lower. Bet $1. Okay, so here we have our chronometer. That works much better after the strings are off. These aren't damaged either. This is really good. So you have the little knurling in the top design. Little design that goes around the top on each one. And well, they haven't had a pair of pliers put on them. That's a good thing. That's like 90% of them have had somebody to tighten these or put a pair of pliers on these brass things and just completely damaged them. So there we have it. Now we're going to take the pins and the strings out, and after the pins and the strings are out and the dampers are out and stuff, we can begin to take the plate out. And the plate is underneath this, see? And this is going to be a tough one. It will come out though. I'm going to take this veneer off first, unglue it, and then unglue this piece of wood that's in here that holds this plate in. It goes up to here. This all the way over to here. It's going to be, might be pretty stubborn, but we'll see after we get this rosewood off, this cap off. We'll see what's under there, and then we'll approach it from that. See that side too, and we're going to try to do this without destroying the case here. We're going to save all that. This too. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be it's an original though, as far as we can see. Oh, these are tapered tuning pins too. There's a beautiful tuning pin. You don't see them in this condition too often. Strange. Doesn't look like the threads were machined. It almost looks like they were spun by hand or something. There's very little grooves in here, but they do have little grooves in there. But they fit so perfect still. And all you gotta do is push on this pin a little bit and it's tight. It was a beautiful system. And a lot of them were split because tuners, when they tried to tighten a pin at some point in time, they drive these down and they split the block. We find most of them, that's what happened. And that's probably what happened down there. Guys, the only place where the pin block is split is down there where somebody was screwing around with the tuning pins. And this pin here and this one it looks like not the original. It looks bigger than this one. If the idiot drove that pin in that hole, they split this block. Just ignorance, unaware. It's too bad. Yeah, that one. And that one. They look bigger. You can see this one too. You know, you'd be surprised how unobservant piano technicians can be. They can pull these piano tuning pins out and never know that it was tapered, which is really too bad, because that's where a lot of these good old pianos got damaged irreparably by clumsiness.
Couple that need to be replaced.
You got a problem here. Looks like somebody took that one and put it over here. And now, if you can see in the camera, if you look at the bottom of the Agraffe, it's up in the air. It doesn't go all the way to the plate. Ooh, that's very precarious to break off. And they got some other Agraffes here that don't belong to this piano. I don't know where they came from. So we got an Agraffe problem in here. Things are breaking. Probably due to the bimetal thing. Right? Dezinkification in brass. Yellow brass does that.
Surprising to see this happening, but like I said, I'm glad we have another period instrument that can.
Now, this thing's here. I got a machine shop guy. He can put these stems back on for us, or we might even be able to do it ourselves now. We have a lathe, and it'd be worth it. We always take a chance of these things acting up on you, but we'll see what we can do. Chance you take. Okay. Here's the key slip. Seems to be in good shape. That's nothing. Pretty clean. 3691. We only have one of these holding it in. There's supposed to be 3. We may have extras hanging around that we could put back.
I knew it. Wood, or is that a?
Well, I was wondering why it was 2 pieces.
Or is that a layer on the plate?
And this one here supports the weight. See, there's a piece of wood there. Inside there. Here. And this cushion in the back is just felt, so the string sinks into it. They don't want this ringing out back here. And this does a really good job. Huh, okay. One moth hole. One. Oh well. It might just disintegrate, but let's see.
Wow.
In good shape.
We don't take it apart till we know it's put together.
Yes, take pictures of this. Like that.
Yeah, I can see. Already shook that out of.
Look at the dirt. This stuff is in such good condition. Be careful with it when you're taking the strings out here. Looks like we might be able to even save it. We have before on a Bechstein. We took some stuff out. This is all in good shape. This especially. Oh, nice piece of cloth. Already cut the shape. You wash them like a sweater, and then they come out really good. Got a lot in this one. They made sure this wire didn't ring out here. I can already tell that the bridge is lower. This was way up here. This. See, I need a place to put it. Two, three.
I'm getting 13 down here.
Yep. Same thing over here.
A little method to the factory madness.